So I'm here to give you your back to school look. I'm here to show you all my favorite things that I think are very long wearing, it would be very durable if you're into sports, or just what I think would be best for school. It's a very simple, everyday, very wearable look on any skin tone, and I hope you love it. Stay tuned if you want to see how I got this look. Okay, so the first product I'm going to use is the Cargo Blu-ray High Definition Primer. It's also a mattifier, so it helps to control oil, but what it's going to do is it's going to fill in my pores and make my makeup last a lot longer. I'm just using like a pea-size amount. It's also tinted, so it blends in with your skin better, and I'm just going to apply that with my fingers starting from the center of the face, blending outwards, because the center of the face is where you tend to have the largest pores, so you definitely want to target those areas first. Also, the T-zone, like the forehead and the chin, are where we tend to get large pores as well, and also tend to be more oily. Okay, so next I'm going to conceal, and I'm actually using this Sephora brand palette right here. It's got 4 different colors in it. They're color correctors, and I'm going to use this light one, which is called Nude, and I'm going to mix it with Sandy to do where I get under my eye dark circles. And I'm just going to apply that with my finger as well. I feel that it gives more fuller coverage. Bring it to the outer corner of the eye. I also go just slightly down the nose as well. Don't forget to get the inner corners, because we also tend to have a lot of darkness there too, and if you don't get that, it kind of just reflects. Especially if you wear dark colored eyeshadow, it'll just make it look like you have darker circles if you don't get that area. And also I'm going to get the chin, because I get red there, and break it. So once you've concealed, the foundation that I'm going to be using is actually the Bare Minerals foundation, and it's in the matte formula. The color I'm using is fairly light. I really recommend this foundation for people who do have more of an oily skin tone, or have acne, because it actually helps heal acne and prevent further acne. And the way you use it is you just tap it into the cap, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my kabuki brush. The bristles are more tightly compacted, so it's going to give me a more fuller coverage, and you're going to swirl it just like that and tap any excess off. And we're going to buff it into the skin in a circular motion. Now this foundation gives you very natural looking, like kind of more natural looking than a liquid or other powders. Sorry, that's my dog crying. It is not recommended for pictures or camera use though, so I don't know if it's going to be showing up well on here, because it kind of gives more of a, casts like a white appearance when the flash goes off. But like I said, it's going to help with healing acne. And it's also sweat and water resistant, so especially if you're playing sports at school, this is probably going to be the best makeup for you to wear if you do want to wear makeup. And it lasts really long, especially when you use it with your primer. I kind of like more of a medium coverage, so I'm not going to go too full, but this is one of the most full coverage makeups I have ever used in my life. Just the more you keep buffing, the more coverage you're going to get. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my blush. And I'm actually choosing Dallas from Benefit. I really like this one. It also comes with a little brush for free, but I'm going to use a different brush. It's kind of in between the mix of a bronzer and a blush together. And I'm going to use an angled contour blush brush to apply that. Just in this area. Kind of in the contours of the cheeks, and bring it down to the kind of like the corner of the mouth. And this will give you a more slenderized appearance with a little bit of a rosy glow. So now that we're all evened out, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay Sin Primer Potion. They did recently repackage it, so it's not going to look like this anymore. But the reason I like this one is because it has like a champagne shimmer effect. It's really pretty. You can actually use this as a cream eyeshadow if you wanted, which I've done a few times, and just put a darker color in the crease. but I'm just going to blend it with my finger, and you can see how it has kind of like a shimmery effect, kind of like a luminizer almost. So I bring it all the way from my lash line up to the brow bone because I'm going to keep that as my highlighter. And this is definitely going to prevent your eyeshadow from creasing or fading throughout the day. It's going to stay put. This is her newest palette in Angelus, and she actually does all the artwork on the covers of the palettes. I have like every single one. But I'll show you the colors that come in here. They're absolutely gorgeous. So you have more of your daytime, everyday colors, but you have the fun colors too if you want to get a little funky. I'm going to be using these ones right over here. So Rehab, Specimen, Leather, and Venus. Kind of like a copper. It's a really pretty color. And you even get the little applicators, oops, which I really like to use as my liner brushes. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush like this. This is from Sephora brand. It's just the rounded crease brush, number 13. And I'm going to use Rehab, and I'm going to use that as my highlighter. So I'm going to do it right under the eyebrow. So you have kind of like that really pretty shimmery effect. So then the next color I'm going to use, and I'm just going to use the same brush for this part, is going to be Specimen, which is this one. So I'm going to take that fluffy brush, and I'm just going to apply it just all over the bottom half of my lid, also in the crease and down to the lashes. So it's kind of just a really pretty, nice, smoky, cool brown. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm just taking this color, bring it down into the crease, and also just all over the bottom half of the eyelid. Don't go all the way to the inner corner because you like to leave that part light and shimmery, so the eye appears more bright and open. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take, this is an angled brush from MAC. It is a 275, and I'm going to take the warmer brown Leather, which is this one, and I'm actually going to apply that in the crease, just in the outer corner. So right here, to give it a little bit of depth. And brown's a really good color, so pretty much go with anything. It's perfect for every day, especially school. And do the same thing on the other eye, just in the outer corner. And I blend it back and forth and inwards a little bit. I also like to bring it down into the lash line, kind of connect it like a V shape. So it's nice and kind of slightly smoky almost. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that fluffy brush again, and I'm going to use the copper color, the really pretty bronzy one called Venus, this one. And I'm going to take that fluffy brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus that just on the center of the lid. So right there. And I'm going to take my MAC, this is a 224. I really like this brush for blending, and I'm just going to kind of blend it all together in little circular motions. I like it because the bristles are more stiff and they're not as fluffy, so it blends it nicer. So there you have that. And then I'm going to add this liner. It's actually by Sephora. I believe the color's called, it's number 10, Khaki. Okay. And it's this really pretty kind of green with gold glitter shot through it, but it's not like super heavy dramatic glitter. It's a more wearable one. And it has a really fine tip. It's a felt tip actually. So you can get a really sharp line, whether it be thin or thick. And I'm going to apply that. So I'm going to start from the inner corner, but not all the way on the inner corner. As close to the lash line as possible. A more thin line, and then get thicker on the outer corner. with just a very slight wing tip. And a little bit more. I really like it because it's just a little pop of glitter. So just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take from the Kat Von D palette, I'm going to take that Venus color right there. I'm going to run that underneath the eye with a liner brush, an angled liner brush. So just right down there. So you have a little bit of a pop of color on the bottom. I love that color. Very pretty. And I'm going to take the leather color, which is that matte brown. And I'm kind of going to buff it right over what we just did on the bottom on the outer corner. And the same on the other side. Alright, and I'm going to curl my lashes, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash. I love this mascara. It's really good for curling as well as thickening and separating. I'll show you the brush. It looks like that. So start at the roots, wiggle it back and forth, up and out. It's the best way to do it. Don't forget the outer corners. Okay, so we're done with the eyes. Now the next thing that I am going to do for the brows is just, I have this Anastasia brow gel. It's just clear. She does make it in different colors according to your hair shade. I really like this for the brows though because it's very simple. You don't have to do any pencil or powder. You just comb it through and it looks just like a mascara wand. But what it does is it just defines your brow shape more. So you can see it looks much more defined than the other one. It just looks more well-groomed. So I'm going to be using my favorite liners that are by Urban Decay, the 24/7 liners, and this one's in Wallflower. It's a really pretty kind of like brown pinky nude. Fill your lips in just a little bit with it. Not all the way. And I'm going to be going over it with one of the Buxom lip glosses. This one's in Princess, and it's a really pretty lilac with just a very slight shot of gold through it. Very iridescent. It does have peppermint and wintergreen oil in it, so it's nice and cooling. And I just put it right over everything I just did. It's plumping too. So now you have nice big shiny lips with your pretty brown shiny eyes and your glitter liner with a little bit of copper underneath. And that's the look. I hope you guys like it. I think it's really pretty, very wearable on any skin tone. And please comment below on other looks that you'd like to see, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Bye!